Alright folks, today we've got an important one for you. Have you noticed the foods on the shelf in most supermarkets nowadays? Highly processed, full of sugars, and ultimately terrible for your body. Multi-million-dollar food brands are trying to hide the fact that their foods are some of the worst things you can put into your body with fancy advertisements and colorful, fun marketing campaigns. Absolutely despicable. The word inflammation has been tossed around by health gurus all over the world, but let me tell you, it's real, and it's causing more chaos than you might think. We're here to give you the lowdown on some of the foods that are causing inflammation, and if you stay until the end, we'll uncover the #1 best food you should be eating with the most anti-inflammatory properties. And let me tell you, this one will surprise you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more Revitalixer recipes. Information on everything we've discussed will be in the description below. Alright, here's the scoop. Inflammation might be the thing that is making you feel terrible. We're talking joint issues, autoimmune struggles, and all of those embarrassing gut issues. So let's cut through the noise and get down to business. We're not here to throw a bunch of medical statistics at you. We're here to give you a realistic viewpoint of what inflammation might be doing to your health. Did you know that a whopping 54% of adults are dealing with chronic inflammation? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not just a buzzword. It is legitimately a major health crisis. Honestly, people should know this as early as possible to give themselves the best chance at reversing the damaging effects. But don't worry, it's never too late, and you can apply some of these nuggets of wisdom to squash any inflammation, whether it's issues with your gut or some type of autoimmune problem. Now, let's talk about the connection between joint inflammation and the raging fire in your gut. Turns out, a bunch of joint pain and autoimmune issues start off right there, in your gut. First up, the foods that cause the most inflammation is gluten. This sneaky little troublemaker is hiding in most grains. We're talking about bread, pasta, baked goods, crackers, and even the bubbly drink that most Americans crave, beer. People with arthritis, you listen up. These grains that are high in gluten might be the real culprits behind your achy fingers and knees. Try swapping out your regular bread and pasta for a gluten-free substitute. You might just thank us later. Other alcohols, sugar, and notorious junk foods, aka the highly processed foods, are on the hit list too. Did you know a whopping 83% of the calories in your average grocery store belong to these heavily processed foods? No wonder so many of us have gut problems, not to mention the alarming amount of obese people. Now let's talk corn, not the innocent veggie you might think. It's actually a grain in disguise, and they are highly processed and refined forms. Actually, 96% of all corn are genetically modified, which means they may contain traces of glyphosate, which is considered an antibiotic and can wreak havoc on your gut flora. And then we have soy, another genetically modified, highly refined food that is on the same boat as corn. Both are packed with lectin, which can stir up inflammation in your gut. Alright, now we have the seed oils like canola, soy, and corn oil. They're refined and high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, while omega-6 fatty acids are essential for the body, an imbalance between omega-3 and omega-6 can promote inflammation. Excessive consumption of seed oils can lead to an increased production of these pro-inflammatory metabolites, contributing to the inflammation in the body as well. Then, we have the A1 milk proteins. These are mainly from cow breeds originating from Northern Europe. What you want is the A2 milk protein. A safe way to ensure you're getting this beneficial A2 is getting milk that comes from sheep or goats. But these types of foods may not be the best for people with casein or lactose intolerance, unless you want to be clutching your stomach in pain and spending your entire afternoon in the bathroom. Now let's look into fiber. You've got your regular fiber, and then now they're coming up with these newfangled functional fibers like soluble fiber or tapioca fiber. Supposedly, they're good for you. But in truth, they can amp up the bloating and inflammation. So if inflammation's your main issue, you may want to steer clear of all fibers, even the so-called food fiber. This can include plant proteins, beans, legumes, and veggies. These types of foods will actually irritate your colon. You can maybe give the carnivore diet a try. it might just be your golden ticket to feeling better. Enough with the bad stuff. Let's move on to the MVPs in your battle against inflammation. Enter glutamine. Glutamine is an amino acid for your colon, which is a single layer of cells that line the inside of the colon. These cells form a barrier to your immune system. Now, these intestinal cells are glutamine addicts, eating up about 30% of the glutamine for themselves. Why? Because glutamine is the lifeblood of energy production. It fuels the intestinal and mucosal layers, where all the good bacteria hang out, and it's the glue that supports tight junctions. We talked about the gut being the main source of inflammation, but we didn't really talk about what is actually happening in your gut. Well, inflammation is actually caused by a leaky gut, aka intestinal hyperpermeability. It's basically holes in the single cell layer of your intestine, letting undigested food molecules waltz through uninvited. Your immune system then marks them as intruders, an entity that must be destroyed. Your body starts producing antibodies against the food, and this is when you get certain allergies for foods. It's like a rogue immigration situation. No stamps of approval, and the chaos happens. So basically, the foods that we talked about at the beginning of the video are essentially punching holes through your intestinal wall. Now, how do we fix this intestinal issue? Well, the answer is glutamine. Thanks for staying this long onto the video. So, as we promised, we'll uncover the food with the highest levels of glutamine, this inflammation-fighting superstar. It's meat. To be more specific, beef. They give you a super healing protein, glutamine, that can plug up those gut holes and start kicking inflammation's butt. Anyone else hungry for some juicy, good quality steaks right now? Or is it just me? For some reason, society has been trying to blame beef for everything these days. Forget the cow drama. Beef is packing a powerful punch, and you should be eating more of it. Whether you're dealing with autoimmune issues or joint problems, beef is your go-to savior. Now, you could go and take glutamine pills, but why not make life a little more tasty? Some people have reported to feeling a heck of a lot better after ditching the carbs for a big old juicy steak. Bloating? Gone. Arthritis? Peace out. Swelling and pain? Sayonara. Who knew that these grass-grazing animals could be so awesome? But hold on, for my vegan friends, we've got you covered too. Are you wondering what's the best plant-powered source of glutamine? Well, it's the not-so-boring anymore cabbage, especially the red kind. Load up on this crunchy veg, especially in fermented form like sauerkraut or kimchi, and watch the magic unfold. Now, there's lots of other food containing glutamine in the grand tapestry of food. Cheese from sheep or goats, kefir, eggs, fish, bone broth, they're all great sources of glutamine. We've boiled it down for you. Ditch the trouble-making, gut-punching foods and load up on beef and cabbage instead. Slowly but surely, your gut will feel better, your joints will feel less achy, and your normal food allergies will become a little bit more mild. Hip hip hooray, inflammation away. Seriously, try it out for yourself and let us know in the comments below if you feel a positive change. Thanks for watching. Remember, with a dash of effort and a pinch of self-care, you'll be rocking that youthful glow for years to come.